Hi everyone, this is Aaron for Zollotech, and we're going to compare iOS 5 on the iPhone 4S, Windows Phone 7 Mango on the HTC Titan, and Android 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich on the Galaxy Nexus. Now this comparison isn't really a competition, it's more of an informational video. And what that means is I'm going to go over various parts of the operating systems and compare them so that you can determine for yourself which one you would like to invest in or go out and buy the latest phone in. So like I said, we have the latest of each device, current generations of the device running the latest software on the devices, and we're going to compare how they do different things. Now this video is going to be broken up into different segments. This one in particular is for messaging or texting. So we're going to cover that on each one of these devices, and if you want to see something else, you'll see another video if it's not already available, or you'll be able to go and take a look at the video between email, the web browser, and all sorts of different things. So let's first talk about messaging. As you can see, we have some very nice phones, but let's first talk about how things work as far as messaging goes. Let's open or unlock the iPhone. And on the iPhone, we have Messages. Messages is an application basically that we can tap and open. And here you can see here was one of my friends I was chatting with, and there's Messages. So we're talking about probably playing Call of Duty or something like that. Let's go ahead and zoom in here a little bit to make it a little easier to see. So here you can see I have messaging, and it's talking about, like I said, Call of Duty, or I'm not really sure. But basically, it's a messaging app, and you can see we have blue here. Now what this blue means is it's using iMessage. It means I'm texting someone else that is running iOS 5. So that could be an iPad, an iPod Touch, or an iPhone 4, or an iPhone 4S. And it allows us, or possibly an iPhone 3GS as well, and that allows us to not use our text messages, but to use iMessage, which is the blue. Now, should I text someone else that does not have an iPhone 4, you'll see it's in green. And there's green. So that means it's a normal text message or a regular iMessage. So that's our nice options there. So it goes back and forth. So if you have limited texting and you have a bunch of friends that are on iPhones with the latest operating system, you'll be able to message over iMessage. And like I said, it uses your data as opposed to your texting. So it's really nice. So here you can see, here's all my contacts that I've talked to recently. I can search those contacts with the keyboard, and we'll talk about the keyboard in a different video, but you can see here's the keyboard. I can search for one of my brothers here, and there you can see there's some different conversations with multiple people in them, or just one person. So we'll cancel that. Now, when we text someone, we hit this button here, and we can select from our address book by pushing the plus. And here's all the different people you can text. So we can pick our person. Let's cancel, and we can text to them. We can tap in here and type out our text. We also have voice recognition to speak our text. So if I want to speak the text, I can easily do that by, we'll text, "How are you today?" And it goes out and uses our data connection and says, "How are you today?" It types it right out. It's really nice. Now there is another way to do that, and you can do that with Siri on this phone. So if I go ahead and do this, text Zachariah Zolo. That's my brother.
Okay, I can send a text to Zachariah Zolo for you. What would you like it to say?
I'm just making a video and recording a text message through Siri. You can see it took a moment there.
Updated your message. Ready to send it?
Send. Now, if this senses a Bluetooth connection, it will actually ask you, or it will actually read this to you and ask you if you want to send, and there it just sent it. So not a big deal, but it works well, so you can text that way as well. If we go into the messages, you can see that's the one I created before. We can add multiple contacts. So if I find my brother that you just saw there, we can text him. We can add one of my sisters and text multiple people. So it makes it really nice and easy to do, and we can text them. We cannot send to everybody. I believe there's a limit of around 10 that you can text. You can also add photos or video. So here we have this little photo button. We can take an existing or take a photo or video or choose an existing. We'll take a photo here quickly. You can see it takes a photo. We can say use or we can retake. It will exit and we can type a message along with it, hit send, and it will send. So that's really, in a nutshell, how message works. And you could see right there, it said iMessage before that. I'm not sure if you saw that, but it will send an iMessage to people using an iPhone. And it keeps a conversation history going. That's quite nice. You can see here, it tells times. So here's 1:53 a.m., here's 4:36 p.m., but it breaks it up by general time. It's not for every message. So that's pretty much messaging in a nutshell. It works well and does a good job. So let's go on to the next phone. The next phone is Windows Phone 7 Mango. And for the sake of the video, let me zoom back out a little bit. This is a larger screen. So let me move the other phones out of the way and make it a little easier for this one. So if I turn the phone on here, slide it up out of the way, I have this message button up here in the top. So let's go ahead and hit messages. And you can see here's a bunch of people. I don't know who that is. So here's a bunch of people and we can text them as well. So let me go down to my brother again. It swings into place. Now, unlike iMessage or iPhone messaging, we have a timestamp on every message here. So you can see it's a conversation that really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, these colors here will change based on your template or theme on your phone. So see how this is blue? If this were red, it would be red in the messages as well. There we go. So you can see here's the messaging. We can go back and I have a couple different things I was playing with when I was using this phone. So here you can see it says the person's name, real clear, and we have a couple options here as well. Now, unlike the other devices, we cannot send a video message. For whatever reason, we can't do that. We can send pictures, but we can't send a video. The one thing nice about Windows Phone 7 that it does is it chats with multiple people or multiple hubs or social networks. So if we hit this little switch button here at the bottom, it says, do we want to text mobile, text another mobile, or Facebook? We can send them a message on Facebook should they be on Facebook. So that makes it really nice. We can also send an attachment like we did before. I can take a saved picture. We'll take a picture here of this car and we'll go ahead and type in a text message and say, how are you? And then we can send using this button here. And it just sent. It says my SIM card's missing, so I couldn't send that, which I have my SIM card in the iPhone 4S, so that's why we're getting that message. But you get the idea. I can talk the message as well. So if I hit the talk button,
Say your message.
I'm just testing text messaging on Windows Phone 7. You can see it reacted a little bit more quickly. And it does a good job understanding your message. I can hit the send button and it will send. If I slide up, I can delete the whole thread, and really nice overall. If I go back here, I can add people. Now, if I hit this button here, this is my chat status on Facebook. So I can go available, busy, away, appear offline, or offline. If I go back, I can add a message also. If I hit this button here, the little plus, it says who do you want to send it to. I hit the plus here. I could start typing the name. Whoops, here we are. Type Zachariah Zolo, which is my brother, like I mentioned. I can pick his phone number, and it will add him. We can group text as well by adding another number, just like we did before, and it will allow us to send those messages. So really nice, really convenient, works well. You can also use something similar to Siri on Windows Phone 7. What we can do is hit this search button down here, and we can search via voice or talk to it, or we can hold the home button, text Zachariah Zolo.
Text Zachariah Zolo. Which number?
I can pick the number.
Say your message.
I'm just testing text messaging on Windows Phone 7. And you can see how quickly it reacts on this phone.
Just testing text messaging on Windows Phone 7. You can say send or try again.
Send. And you can see it says it can't send. That's a notification at the top. It's telling me I can't send because my SIM card's not in, just like before. So that's messaging on Windows Phone 7. Mango. Let's go over to the Galaxy Nexus and check out texting on Ice Cream Sandwich, Android 4.0. So let's unlock it. And here we have the phone. And down here is our little message. We can move that around, but we'll use it right here. Now, as with the other phones, we can talk to it as well and ask it to text. This little microphone here. Text Zachariah Zolo. And you can see that's extremely fast. Now, in this case, we have to tap here, and it brings up the keyboard. We can talk to it by hitting the microphone. I'm just testing out texting on Android 4.0. Period. Send. So as you can see, you actually have to hit the button send. I'm not going to do it now, but it actually will type as you're speaking it, which is really neat. It's a feature of 4.0. So let's go into the messaging. And here you can see there's a message. So it looks similar to the others, as you would expect. You can add an attachment, and here's your options. We can add a subject, insert a smiley, discard, or settings. We have some more settings here for text message limits, multimedia message limits, delivery reports, all sorts of little personalized things you can do with this phone, which is what really Android is known for. Yes, I know I have low battery there. We can select a ringtone for messages and all sorts of things. The others have similar settings. They're just under another menu. They're not accessed directly from here for the most part. So let's go back to messaging. We'll create a message. Again, we'll use my brother, Zach. Again, we can add more people the same way. We can pick my other brother and add them. We can type our message. Just say hello, and it's trying to autocorrect just like the other phones, and we can send it. We can also speak our message. Again, I'm testing text messaging on Android 4.0. So you can see it did the same thing. Pretty nice, pretty quick. Again, we can add message picture attachments, capture picture, videos, record audio, slideshow, a lot of different options here in Android. So really nice, and that's pretty much it. We can do a search here as well that will allow us to search should we have a long list of people. So basically, they're all really similar. It's more in what keyboard you like the best, what features you like the best. As far as speed goes, Android 4.0 and Windows Phone 7 Mango seem to be a little bit quicker in voice recognition, which is interesting. I think as far as Android goes, it seems to do a pretty good job dictating and knowing when you're not speaking. You can also pause there. Let me show you that one more time to give you a better idea what I mean by that. Let's see about going to lunch tomorrow. Comma. Period. So you can see it's pretty accurate, but it's not exactly what you want. So it does take some getting used to, but just like before, it does all the other functions of all the other phones. So overall, all of these phones, let me zoom out here a little bit. All of these phones do a really good job of text messaging. They all just do it differently. And so you may want to look around and see what's suited better to your taste when it comes to these devices. Overall, they're all really good. Like I said, it's just really, do you want iOS? Do you want Windows Phone 7 Mango? Or do you want Android 4.0? Or another version of Android? So I would like to hear your take below in the comments. Go ahead and let me know what you think, and let everyone else know what you think about the messaging and which one you prefer and why. So thanks for watching, as always. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.